Low water summer continues on the Potomac, 3.06 right now, and 3,180 cubic feet of water per second. Just playing our way down Z, catching the usual eddies. This is just a chill run down Little Falls.
I know.
'Remember, this is a great practice boof. Big righty stroke will land you in that river left eddy. .06 is a little low for this boof. And this felt like a tiny little car accident. Just all of a sudden getting wrapped up on that rock, but enough forward momentum that I'm able to get right over it. No problems at all. All right, so not a lot going on here. Pretty flat, a couple rocks, slow water. And the main thing that you might note is I try and take some weirder lines down through the middle, just navigating the rocks. The water's not moving fast enough to present like a real pinning hazard, etc. So I felt like this was okay to do. Although if you swim here for whatever reason, you're pretty far from shore on either side, so just make sure to tackle this little rock garden safely. Having a crew to grab you and swing you off a rock or give you a push if you need it can always be helpful. If you're unsure, just go all the way to river right after Z channel, and there's pretty straightforward rapid that you can run down there. Just go straight on till morning down to Little Falls. On rocky little things like this, if you get turned around or stuck on a rock, the first thing is if you're heading downstream and you're going to hit a rock, then lean into it because you want to be protecting your upstream edge at all times. If you lean away from that rock and the water's coming this way and you're going towards a rock, which is over there, and you're leaning into it, the water can just push your boat. But if you lean away from it, the water will flip you, and then you're dealing with a rock upside down, which is much more challenging than dealing with it right side up. Other than that, the basic principles of edge control and boat angle apply, even in slow, kind of rocky water, and you won't flip over just so long as you're showing your butt to the current or exposing the hull of your boat to the current. Remember that surf waves and the little eddies created by pour-overs are great ways to take a rest or slow down your progression down a river without having to go to river left or river right and catch an eddy. That is not a great feature to splat. I'm also not good at splatting, so there you go. This is the Rock of Unlimited Potential. Basically just an opportunity to practice your splats with a really easy attainment move up around on the far river right side of that rock. So have some fun there. Lots of ways to entertain yourself on your way down to midway waves. We'll take it. That's fine. Downstream traffic has right of way. I don't think these really have a name, but I decided to come over and see what Keith was up to over here on River Right just after that second practice booth, or Spicy Cheeto as some people call it. Just figured I'd give you a look at that.
How the fuck did you get over here?
Yada yada, I'm just goofing off here in midway waves. But you will see me doing stuff like paddle tosses and one hand here and there. And on the one hand, that's kind of silly. There's not a lot of utility to that, like functionally, except to practice having one hand on your paddle for whatever reason, being able to balance with some kind of a non-optimal paddle grip situation. I practice like tossing my paddle and rolling and trying to grab it underwater and then roll with it in case I lose my paddle in an actual rapid. So while a lot of this stuff might look kind of silly, in my mind, it's training for a situation where you might find yourself in a similar situation actually running a river, not just doing little tricks on your home run. If you have a pretty reliable roll, do not be afraid to use these super long eddies on either side of midway waves. There are good strong eddy lines here which give you opportunity to practice ferrying back and forth, stern squirts, C turns, S turns, whatever you want. And if you flip over, just get river right or river left, and you can almost certainly just paddle your way back up to the top of that whole feature. So don't forget, it's a short run, but there are a lot of opportunities that are almost rare in kayaking. I've not seen a lot of like river long eddies on either side with a wave train like this, although I'm sure they exist out there. This is a tricky place to stay upright for me with one hand on my paddle. If I had just brought my left knee up a little more, I would have gotten through this clean, but alas, I did not. Okay, I'm in the eddy under welcome wave. Remember, between this eddy and the river left eddy I'm going to, there's a stream of fast moving water that I need to ferry. So you're not out of the clear yet. If I wanted to get higher up and make sure that I actually get into that eddy for the Hairy Ferry, I could have ferried further before turning downstream. That was my main mistake. I also could have gotten higher upstream using the slack water or the eddy water below a welcome wave. So overall worked out fine, but FYI. All right, so this is a different kind of beatering. This is just a lack of awareness. Now, what happened here was I ran this line. My friends are waiting for me back up. They haven't run Little Falls yet. And so I'm sitting there waiting for them to catch their line coming down Darkside hole. And I'm sitting there being like, where is everybody? What's going on? Two problems. The first is that I didn't establish a signal with them to let them know I was safe. So they just saw me disappear and they're being like, is Chris okay? Can we run it? Should we go take care of him? And I'm just sitting there. I could have repositioned myself and stuck a paddle in the air so that they could see me. But instead I was waiting under the pour over trying to get footage of them. And so eventually what I did was turned around and ran into Adam, my buddy who had came and run down the Maryland line, come across to check on me. And so basically, even just like a whistle blast or something like that could have let them know I was fine. Lesson learned.